All right, so factoring, remember, is we're making one term, so we're going to get multiplication. We're trying to create parentheses. And when we have trinomials, so three terms, we want to find the factors of the first times the last that combine to equal that middle term. There's a whole bunch of different ways to do it. I like to think of unfoiling, but for these ones, they're kind of the easiest ones and they're the nicest too, because we're starting with a coefficient of 1 at the beginning, so we really only need the factors of the last one. So it's going to look like this. We have the factors of the first times the last. So 1 times 20. So I need over here 20. My factors of 20 are 1 and 20, 2 and 10. 3 doesn't go in there, 4 and 5, and 5 is already written down. So those are all of them. Because 20 is positive, this means that you're going to add. And they're going to be the same sign. They might be negative, but they're going to have to be, they have to combine, add to a positive 12. So if I'm looking at them, 2 plus 10 equals 12. And what I get to do for this is put them in my parentheses because it's a nice thing. I could do anti-foiling, which is break into 4 terms. But for this one, since it starts at the first with the 1, we can do z and z, because those are the factors of that first one. There, I'm going to put the factors in the back, 2 and plus 10. And because there's stuff in front of the 2, we still need to say that it's positive so that we don't confuse that we're going to have multiplication. And those are my 2 factors. I could double check it by foiling it back out. However, we're going to go with this. And type our parentheses, c plus 2, plus 2, c plus 10. And those parentheses could be in either order. I usually have the smallest one first, but it doesn't matter. So we check, we clear, and we get our next data, next problem. All right, so this case, we have to get 24. The factors of 24, so it does 1 times 24. So we need the factors of 24. And it is a positive 24, so that still tells me we're going to add. They're going to be the same signs. So my factors of 24 are 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. 5 doesn't go in there, and then I'm back to 6. So those are all my factors. If I add them together, I need to get 11. Need negative 11. So I know that 3 plus 8 equals 11. To get this to be negative, I'm going to have a negative 3 and a negative 8. So my parentheses are going to be a y and a minus 3 and a minus 8. All right, so we can type that in. Y minus 3, y minus 8. And then if my last term would be a negative, then I'd have to mix and match. I'd have a subtraction problem for my factors, and that will work out like that. So hopefully they'll give us one of those. If not, we will see it in another one coming up. So check my answer. And we will, and then next. Let's see what we have for this one. Okay, so we do have a negative. We have a subtraction one. So I need the factors of 1 times negative 18. So perfect. This is negative 18. So this negative means we're going to subtract. So we're going to subtract the factors, and we need to get negative 3. So our factors of 18 are 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6, 4 doesn't go in there, and 5 doesn't go in, and I'm back to 6. So those are all of my factors. So I need to get a negative. So I really want smaller minus the bigger. So when I'm thinking subtraction, if I go 3 minus 6, this equals negative 6. Negative 3, sorry. I can, yeah. So equals negative 3, which is what I want. So we get to do these the same way. We have an x and an x. And I get to write this exactly like I see it in those parentheses, the back parts of them. So 3 minus 6. And I need to say that 3 is positive because it is being added to that x in that first parentheses. Yet again, I could put the parentheses in the other order. So I could say x minus 6 times x plus 3. As long as I have the parentheses, multiplication can be done in either order. So I will type it in as x minus 6. X plus 3, just so long as I have the right sign with the right one. So negative 6 plus 3 is still going to equal negative 3. So we are going to be good. We will check that. And our topic is done.